Top 5 EQ mistakes made by beginners and the steps that you can take to help avoid them in your future mixes. Let's hop right in and get to it. Number 1, boosting before cutting. This is probably the easiest mistake for us to make because things always sound better to our ear when we make them louder. But the problem with boosting a particular frequency is that it has the potential to muddy up our mix because other instruments, drums, or even vocals might be occupying that space. So instead of boosting, first try cutting other frequencies in your sound that you don't necessarily need. This will make the frequency that you're wanting to boost stand out more to your ear because you actually turn down the other frequencies within that sound. Number 2, using the wrong Q value. The Q value is very important when you're cutting or boosting with an EQ. The majority of times that you go to cut a frequency, you want to be very surgical and pinpoint that exact frequency that you want to remove. If your Q is set too wide, you're going to be removing frequencies to the left and to the right of the actual frequency that you're trying to remove. On the flip side, if you're boosting with an EQ and you have too narrow of a Q value, this is going to result in a very sharp and resonant sounding boost. And this can be very jarring to the ear. So whenever you go to boost with an EQ, make sure you have a bit more of a gentle and wide Q value so that way it results in a more smooth sounding boost. Number 3, forgetting to volume match. Now, volume matching is often overlooked, but in certain situations, it's really going to help you out. For example, if you were to boost at 60 hertz on a kick drum by 5 decibels or so just to make the overall kick drum hit harder, this is going to bring the volume up on your kick drum and it's now going to be peaking at a higher level. You want to make sure to turn down the output gain on this EQ so that way you can return the kick drum to its original volume level. That way your kick drum is at the same loudness, but now it has a new tone that you've crafted with the EQ. Number 4, using your eyes instead of your ears. Never get too focused on the visual aspect of the EQ. You should really try to rely on your ability to hear the whole entire frequency spectrum. You hear sound with your ears and not your eyes, so let your ears be the deciding factor as to what you're trying to do with the EQ. Number 5, being too aggressive with your cuts. If you take away too much of a frequency, then everything is going to start to sound thin and your mix will become weak. You want to tame the frequency that's sticking out to your ears, but in most cases you don't want to just completely remove it from your mix. If something is sounding really bad and you can't fix it with an EQ, you may want to just go back to the recording stage to see if you can't capture a better recording. All right, so that's it for today. I hope y'all learned something. If you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Leave me a comment, let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you on the next video.